Hey guys, alright, so we're going to go over three things. We're going to go over section 1 of your IDs and SQs. So it should say 27, politics and protesting. And then you have a review sheet that I scanned in that says 60 social change. And then we're going to go to 27-1 in your packet. So start with your IDs and SQs first. You've got 5 terms to define. And then we're going to do 6 through 9. Alright, 6 says, what issues did SDS concern itself with? So that's Students for a Democratic Society. They wanted more free speech. They wanted the passage of the 26th Amendment. And they wanted more representation for young Americans. Number 7 says, who were the hippies and what did they believe? They wanted peace, especially during the Civil Rights Movement and Vietnam. So peace, they wanted lost my train of thought, sorry. Freedom of expression, they wanted the right to practice their different religions, and environmentalism, go green, hippies are always, they're nicknamed tree huggers. So to be more environmentally friendly, to fight for peace, and wanted to be different and practice those different beliefs. Number 8 says, what was the free speech movement? The idea that younger Americans can express themselves without any type of, without getting in trouble from the government. Teach-ins and different types of protesting, like Kent State and Jackson State University, that students have been doing and getting in trouble. They wanted the right and the opportunity to be able to voice their opinion and speak out against things that, they're being drafted for that they don't support us being a part of. Number 9 says, what led to the rise of the youth movement? Young people feeling like they're being targeted and relied upon, but not given the opportunity to speak their mind. Again, case in point, Vietnam War. The youth of America between the ages of 18 and 24 were being drafted, and 80% of them didn't agree with it. So the idea that they be able to and be allowed to speak their opinion, good or bad. Alright, go to your review sheet, the 60 social change review sheet, and then we'll go to the packet. Alright, number 1 says, people of the counterculture lifestyle are often referred to as hippies. That was your bell ringer from this morning. Number 2, Timothy Leary represented the radical ideas of his new generation with his advocating of what? He said, tune in, turn on, and drop out. Basically do the opposite of what everybody else is wanting you to do. Number 3 says, what form of music would continue to dominate the culture? That's rock and roll. Number 7, name the famous concert held in New York in 1969, and that is Woodstock. Number 5 says, name the woman who helped start the feminist movement with her publication of The Feminine Mystique, and that is Betty Friedan. Number 6 says, what women's interest group would soon begin to represent the goals of women, and that's NOW, N-O-W, National Organization of Women. Oh, I lost my place. Number 7 says, name the proposed amendment that promoted a constitutionally defined equality for women, and that's the ERA, Equal Rights Amendment. Number 8 says, name the Hispanic American leader who used strikes and protests to bring about change for migrant farm workers. Cesar Chavez. Just FYI, there is a movie about him on Netflix, so if you got time. And number 9, the AIM was an equality movement designed to help who? Well, American Indian Movement is what it stands for, so it's talking about Native Americans. Alrighty, last but not least, go to 27-1 in your packets. We'll do those questions, and then we'll stop and move on for today. Number 1 says, name given to the artists and writers who criticized American society during the 1950s. Basically, the counterculture of the 50s, and that is the Beatniks. B-E-A-T Niks. Number 2 says, what group of people originated the youth movement of the 1960s? And it's mostly your baby boomers. So baby boom generation. Number 3 says, where did the youth protest movement of the 1960s begin? And that was college campuses. Number 4 says, what group urged citizens to stop accepting a country run by big corporations and big government? And that is the SDS, Students for a Democratic Society. Number 5 says, what was the issue that sparked the free speech movement at Berkeley? And it was restricting literature that was available for students to read, restricting literature about political causes. Number 6 says, how did the Berkeley Revolt become a model for other student protests? Students started abandoning classes and occupying buildings to where people couldn't get in or move. Number 7 says, what was the name for a group living arrangement found in a hippie counterculture? It's called a commune, where you've got a bunch of men and women all living together and they're not married. That's a commune. Number 8 says, what factors contributed to the decline of the counterculture movement? All right, 1, people just grew out of it. 2, drug use. And 3, dangerous practices, like certain Eastern religions, things like that people were getting into. They're like, nah, I'm good. Let's see. Number 9 says, how was fashion used to express the values of the counterculture? A lot of recycled clothing. That's why they're considered very environmentally friendly. Go green, right? So recycled clothing, cheap, and a lot of ethnic pieces. Seeing a lot of Native American tribal clothing during this time period. A lot of African American cultural colors and patterns being used during this time period as well. Number 10 says, how did the folk music and rock and roll of the 60s express the mood? It expressed the hopes and dreams of that generation. Number 11 says, where did thousands of people gather in 1969 to hear music? And that is Woodstock in New York. And number 12, how is music today influenced by musicians like Jimi Hendrix using electric instruments, amplified instruments? Alrighty, that is all I have for you today. See you tomorrow.